Hello everybody, I'm Chris Barker and welcome back to another video. I'm taking a break from my usual formatting for a little bit and I'm going to be looking at something a little bit different this week for the lead up to Christmas. You know that feeling when you were a child and you had all these Christmas presents under the tree and opened them up to find out some were good and some were a little bit awful? This is like the album equivalent to that. People who own albums on the Warner Reprise label probably already recognize Schlagers here. Its advertising of the record line was quite heavily. Like, literally every single line you get from an album on that label has a picture of this on it. This is a sampler album. It's from the early 1970s. It's designed to hook people in with one artist and try to get them to buy more stuff. As such, they sold these really cheap for the mail. It's a Trojan Horse album. I mean, that's what it is. It's basically just a catalog in the form of a 2 LP set. It's even got a little wish list in the gatefold that the previous owner seems to have actually filled out. We will look at that later on in the video, but for now I want to go through the songs, of course. Now, as I said, this video is in a slightly different format than my other videos, as I'll be giving my initial thoughts on all of these songs. This video won't be as in-depth as my full album reviews, but it will also be less rehearsed. I'll be giving my uncensored thoughts on a revolving door of all types of music. Some of these songs I've never even heard of before, so I'll be giving my first impressions of them here. First off, we have Fill the World with Love by Petula Clark. This is a pretty standard 60s pop tune with a happy, optimistic sophistry that appeals to hippies but without any of that problematic baby boomer stuff. There isn't anything memorable about this song, and the children on the backing vocals just add to the sophistry. Petula Clark wasn't really ever that hip, but she was still decently popular with older audiences at the time this came out, so I guess this is here to appeal to them. Now, people who know me know I love the song Loveland by Wright and the Watts 103rd Street Rhythm Band. This is a great R&B, Motown-style song that has a great lead vocal and lyrics to match. Indeed, my love for this track knows no bounds. My brother was always saying I'd listen to it too much. Big shout out to Ben of the Walk Roundtable. Go watch it. The song is Love is a track by the folk trio Peter, Paul, and Mary. It's a song that compares singing a song to being in love, and asking another to sing the song too. It's delivered well enough, with a decent lead vocal from Mary and good harmony on the chorus from all three. The song isn't anything too memorable, but it's a decent love song. I'll Never Fall in Love Again is a pretty standard song performed here by Ella Fitzgerald. This song's backing is of course pretty standard, but the lyrics are pretty good if a bit old-fashioned. Ella Fitzgerald sounds good here, and as usual, it manages to carry the song to a higher level. I still think I prefer the Dion version of this song, but Ella certainly does do it justice. Love Story is performed by Trini Lopez and written by Randy Newman. I must admit, I never heard of Lopez before today, and his voice didn't exactly blow me away. Neither did this song. The lyrics are a tongue-in-cheek look at romance and people's boring aspirations. It's a typical Randy Newman song, but not on his best, and, well, the delivery, yeah. Sunshine Fields of Love is a Hoyt Axton song performed by folk singer Glenn Yarbrough. I actually know who Glenn Yarbrough is, unlike the last guy. Admittedly, I only know him from singing the song from The Hobbit, but that's beside the point. His voice is actually really good. This song might be a bit flowery, but it's decent, albeit nothing exciting. Up next is P.S. I Love You by the Vogues. This is not a cover of the Beatles song P.S. I Love You, sadly, but it's a different, less good song. The instrumentation is fluff, but the vocal harmonies employed here are pretty good, if a bit antiquated for the beginning of the 1970s. I must admit, I've never really listened to the Vogues before. I don't really plan to again, but it is pleasant enough stuff if you ask me. Starting off side 2 of Schlagers, we have Theodore Bikel's cover of Joni Mitchell's song Ode for Going. Bikel has a good voice, and unlike Glenn Yarbrough above, Bikel also has good material to match. Now, after that we have Chelsea Morning, written and performed actually by Joni Mitchell here. Let's see if we can get this range where you can see more. There we go. There we go, there's Joni. This is the second song in a row written by her, actually. I actually already have the album this song's originally from, 1969's Clouds. There it is, down there. And yeah, this is actually a really good song, one of Joni's best if you ask me. The writing is good, so is the performance. I'll talk about it at greater length when I actually review that album, but for now, let's let it suffice to say I like this song. Next is Goin Lightfoot's Pony Man. I like Lightfoot, and as I've said on this channel before, I think he's usually a pretty consistent artist. Pony Man is no exception. It's a pretty good song, albeit not one of Lightfoot's best. As I've reviewed one of Lightfoot's albums before, I expect I'll be talking about this one again on the channel at some point in the future, so we'll see that. Stay tuned, stay subscribed, and stay tuned. Up next is Miriam Makeba's cover of Buffalo Springfield's For What It's Worth. I actually just reviewed the original version of the song. Although I prefer the original, this cover's pretty solid. The vocal delivery is smoother, and the backing is groovier, I guess. I also like the clang effect when she says stop on the chorus. This version can't hold a candle to the original version, of course, but it is actually pretty good. Up next is You Can't Judge a Book by Its Cover, a Willie Dixon song performed by Dion. The song is decent-ish, but Dion sounds like a washed-up hillbilly here. No offense to him, of course, but this just isn't it. It isn't. It never was. I have a small skip on the record during this song, and frankly, I don't give it. After that is On My Way Home Again by the Everly Brothers. This is a pretty solid, soft country rock song. The harmony vocals sound good, and the song is decent at least. The Everly Brothers were already past their prime here, and this song does feel very basic by this point in time, but it's greatly elevated by a solid delivery. Now, I recently actually already reviewed Arlo Guthrie's first album, and here we have another Arlo Guthrie song. This is Stealin from his third album, and it probably won't take me that long to get around to reviewing this song in proper, but for now I'll give a short recap. This is a little ditty. There's a first-person song sung by a womanizer. The chorus is pretty catchy and it's decently funny as well. Stealin is a pretty good addition to this collection, especially seeing as most of the songs so far have been folk or folk rock. Do you or a loved one love music? Do you want to hear a younger person give their rather eccentric opinions on music? Give your family the gift that keeps on giving this Christmas with a subscription to Chris Barker's album reviews. You won't regret it. You can order now by hitting the subscribe button below. Also, you can see me struggle with the album sleeves, trying continuously to fall over, or in this case, this little catalog bit here. So that's another bonus of subscribing to my channel. You can see stuff like that. So yeah, up next we have Harper's Bizzare. I was going to say I thought Harper's Bizzare was like a magazine or something, but hey, I'm not a magazine expert. I'm here to mix metaphors and review songs. Jokes aside, though, I haven't heard of Harper's Bizzare before, but I never really listened to them. Here they sing a song called Soft Sounding Music, which is about their love of soft-sounding music. I think you can guess that the song is pretty soft-sounding music, but, you know, I try not to talk down to my audience generally, so please forgive my indiscretion there. Should be pretty explanatory. Vocal harmonies are pretty good, and the song has a pretty good beat to it. It's nothing amazing, but it's pretty good. Up next is the song Sabia, performed by Frank Sinatra. It's a well-delivered pop ballad, definitely the right sort of material for Sinatra. There isn't much more I can say about it other than that. It's your standard Frank Sinatra song. You know what you're getting from Frank Sinatra by this point in time. He does well, he's a solid performer, and that's basically it. It's only better than a good chunk of what's on this album, I'm going to be honest with you. Up next is Body Surfing with the Jet Set, performed by the San Sebastian Strings. I don't really know what's up with this. It's background music with an insipid spoken word poured over it. I don't like this. Next song is Gene from Rod McEwen, who seemed to have been partially responsible for that last song that I didn't like. I'm sorry for dismissing it so quickly, because now we have to go on to another song by the same guy. This song's better, though, I guess. It's a soft ballad to a woman named Gene, and it's also from a live album, apparently. It's decent but unimpressive. Kind of reminds me of something you'd hear on The Sound of Music. It's alright, I guess. I gather that it's apparently one of the most popular songs by this guy. Although I must admit, this isn't really the sort of music I listen to, so, you know. After that is Fat Mama by Herbie Hancock. This is pretty groovy stuff, actually. I like the music here. I'm not really an expert at dissecting jazz. I'm more of a rock guy, as I'm sure you all know, but there's a good swing to this. Not really my preferred style, of course, but, it's all instrumental. It sounds quite good, especially compared to the dubious quality of the last couple tracks. It's really good, actually. So, yeah. Thank you, Herbie Hancock, for, you know, giving us something good after something that was not so good. Next is a song by The Association, The Brook Blues. I have a couple of albums by The Association already. I like them quite a bit. I don't have this particular album, but this is pretty standard for one of the album tracks. That's about what I expect from them. It's good, and I'm sure it works better in the context of the original album, better than it does here. But yeah, no, I think it's pretty good. This is more my style, actually, from the last couple songs, so let's see what's next. Alright, next is Almaville by Vince Guaraldi. Hey, I remember him. He's the guy who did the Peanuts music. And this sounds an awful lot like it, too. It's, yeah, I can't really imagine listening to this without imagining Snoopy doing the Peanuts dance. You know. This is good, I guess, but it sounds basically the same as the Peanuts theme. I'm sure many of you in the comments will say I have an untrained ear, for that sort of thing, but hey, so what? Starting off the country-dominated side 4 is, Cowboy by the Neon Philharmonic, yes. Neon Philharmonic, sadly, does not seem to be a real orchestra, nor do they seem to be some sort of electric light orchestra, sort of electric, orchestra fusion thing. They're not a neon orchestra. I don't know why they're Neon Philharmonic. So, yeah. It's a wimpy song, okay? This is a wimpy song. The guy in the song is basically an incel who's sad he can't get girls, so he wants to become a cowboy so he can go shoot people. This song has aged horribly. I mean, it's awful. It's aged very horribly, especially in, the age we're living in for the, 21st century. I mean, it is probably the most problematic song I've ever heard. So, can I get an F in the chat for Mr. Neon Philharmonic? Mr. Neon Philharmonic, wherever you may be, the chat gives you an F. Or at least I give you an F. Hopefully someone responds with F. Next is a song by the Fifth Avenue Band, whoever the hell they are, called Country Time Rhymes, and, well, it's a soft ballad with some nice jazz piano work. It's a pretty decent song, charming enough for what it is. Well, charming enough for what it is until you start listening to the lyrics, that is. Then you realize this song is somehow worse than the last one. I must apologize to Mr. Neon Philharmonic. You still have your Fs, but we're also giving Fs to the Fifth Avenue Band now. I'm sorry for saying you were, like, one of the most problematic songs I ever heard, because this one's worse. The dude in the song literally kidnapping a woman to do stuff to her, and tells her not to tell the neighbors, and he's gonna cut the phone lines. Supposedly an involved, but we all know that's not how it works. I mean, this isn't even Tonight's the Night by Rod Stewart. These guys can't sing as well as Rod Stewart. Anyway, so, what's the merit to this song? Merit is not. Can we get an F in the chat for the Fifth Avenue Band for somehow being more problematic than the Neon Philharmonic? Can we get an F? They're both problematic, but can we get an F? I think we can get an F. Am I going woke in my young age, or have both of these past two songs been misogynistic as heck? I think so. I think so. So yeah, up next is Cowboy Buckaroo by Mason Williams. The song has some yodeling, as well as a bunch of standard country elements. It's fine, a bit too country for my taste. It's not problematic as far as I can tell, but you know what to guess when you're listening to a song literally called Cowboy Buckaroo. I mean, if it's not the most dorky backwater thing I can think. No offense to people who are from the country. I'm from Oklahoma, so like I know that these stereotypes are bad. This guy's from Oklahoma too, apparently, but yeah. Cowboy Buckaroo. I'm sorry, it just wasn't. It's too stereotypical, man. I'm sorry, Mason, whoever you are, but it's too country for me. And then we have next we have Big Mouthful by the Mike Post Coalition. I don't understand how Mike Post Coalition's any different than Mike Post, except it's a coalition now. Maybe if we're going to elect Mike Post to public office, I don't know how this is going for it. Hey, I remember Mike Post, he's that guy who does the music for TV. This is basically background music from like a James Bond movie, but with a heavy emphasis on harmonica. Pretty good for what it is. It's not really problematic, I guess. So, yeah. Up next, Kenny Rogers. Now, the liner notes here want me to know that Kenny Rogers is a quote-unquote, let's find it, sandy, bearded he-man that he is. How lovely. How lovely. That's more important than the music, even. Buying this album is worth it just for that quote. Kenny Rogers, sandy, bearded he-man that he is. That's pure gold right there. That's the stuff hit singles are made of. Yeah. The song's Reuben James by Kenny Rogers in the 4th edition. It's a song about a ship named after Reuben James. It was sunk during the Second World War, and it's delivered in a standard country way, and it's exactly what you would expect from Kenny Rogers. It's pretty good, actually. I think it's the best song here on this countryside. As I said, I'm not normally a country listener, and we don't have anyone like Johnny Cash on that level here, but we do have Kenny Rogers, although, albeit this is before he was, like, really huge, and, it's pretty good. It's the best thing on this side, definitely. So yeah, after that we have Randy Newman, who was actually here to perform the song, unlike, the Arlo song. That was by Trini Lopez. So Suzanne is a song that's about a man stalking a woman in the name of love. Now, while some of the other songs on the side have been very problematic, Randy Newman seems to be doing it on purpose, because, you know, he's always kind of tongue-in-cheek and sarcastic, and he's literally performing a parody of the songs we saw earlier. Somehow the label managed to get Randy Newman doing a parody of, like, misogynistic country songs, and it's just, I don't know if they knew or not, I kind of suspect they don't, but they just slapped it on the same side as, you know, the Fifth Avenue Band and, Neon Philharmonic, who were actually singing all kinds of stupid, incelly stuff. Like, somehow they put a song lampooning that type of music and that music on the same side of a vinyl record. You know, you gotta appreciate the audacity, guys. Yeah, I mean, he's literally performing a parody. I mean, putting the two together on one side of an LP, the parody and the parodied, is like hitting the head of a nail with an intercontinental ballistic missile. I don't even know if the label realized that this was a parody song. Maybe if he thought this was like a straight-up song, like, just unironic, but I don't know. I mean, come on. This is the only song they bothered to put the lyrics to in the notes, which is interesting, I guess. So, last but not least, we have Diggy Diggy Low by Doug Corshaw. This is a yeehaw, rootin' tootin' hoedown music with some fun feeling. It's not great. It's better than a lot of what we've seen. It's not misogynistic. It's not violent. It's not, you know, out and out evil or anything. It's just hoedown music, you know? If you like that sort of thing, hey, all the more power to you. And that's it. I mean, that's it. We're going to be looking back over this again here in just a second, but for now, let's look at the album as a whole. So, there it is, Schlagers. I'm not going to bother to trying to give, I'm not going to bother to try to give review scores to every song on here like I usually do, but I'll tell you which songs are my favorites. My favorites will definitely Love Land by Charles Wright and the Watts 100th Street Rhythm Band, and Chelsea Morning by Joni Mitchell. As for the best song I haven't heard before, I'm giving it to Miriam Makeba's cover For What It's Worth. So overall, Schlagers wasn't very good, but hey, if I want to get genre roulette and actually listen to something good, I just put on the Beatles' White Album for the gazillionth time. So yeah, and then, Schlagers does make for an interesting listen. I mean, I certainly had fun listening to all these songs and giving my knee-jerk reactions to all of them. Plus, they had Loveland on it, which automatically makes it a 10 out of 10 album. 2 thumbs up, and an additional 4 thumbs up, because, you know, I have 3 on secretly, although you can't tell in my videos. So, that's for that catalog I mentioned earlier. Let's go for that now. We can see what albums the previous owner of this copy picked out, and I'll also comment on some of the artist's descriptions. Well, I already commented, of course, on Kenny Rogers, sandy bearded He-Man that he is. So, yeah, I mean, here you got it. So you can see people marked stuff. The person who owned this, they put little pencil marks up there. So it looks like on this page, they marked Peter Pan Mary. They might have marked Trini Lopez here. I can't tell. That looks like a pen mark. Was all the rest of them were like pencil, if I remember right. But, you know. So, yeah. I don't know what else really to say here, but these are the songs on side 1. We already kind of saw this earlier. So, yeah. They picked out definitely Peter Pan Mary, maybe Trini Lopez. Oh, and Glenn Yarbrough. It looks like they've picked him out with pen, too. So they like kind of the folky stuff. So next, it looks like they picked out Joni Mitchell. That's very nice. I definitely approve. And they've picked out Goin Lightfoot. So they clearly like folk who have owned this. And it also looks like they've picked out the Everly Brothers. So, yeah. Apparently, they say, it was a little question that you're aware of Everly Brothers' Gargantuan contributions to early rockabilly and rock and roll. That's true. I am actually aware, but, you know, I don't know why they just assume it. I mean, maybe I was living in the Soviet Union up until like 1970, and I defected, and I came over here, and maybe I never heard of the Elderly Brothers. Yeah, that's quite possible. Yeah. Sadly, it doesn't look like they mocked Arlo, Guthrie, to buy, which is kind of sad. That's kind of sad, because that's actually worth buying. They didn't mock Frank Sinatra either, which is interesting. And I don't... Oh, no, they mocked Vince Guaraldi. Okay, so they like his style of stuff. All of it sounds just like the Peanuts music to me. And, let's see, they didn't mock Neon Philharmonic, that's good. I don't think they mocked the Fifth Avenue Band, although there was a little bit of a dot there, but I suspect that's just a straight mock, so thank goodness they didn't buy that. It's a good thing those songs have faded into obscurity, like, it's a good thing. And let's see, slide 4, here, on this last page, I don't think they did anything. They didn't mock anything. So, also at the end, they want us to know, a cover of Schlagers, or Schlagers, yeah, was designed and painted by Joe Smith, the same gentleman who created the advertising art for the MGM film, Ben-Hur. Wow, I would have never have guessed. This album cover, it looks nothing like Ben-Hur's poster. I mean, who am I kidding? Of course it looks just like Ben-Hur's poster. If this isn't rehashing those same old ideas, I don't know what is, because it's literally from before just look like it's Ben-Hur's soundtrack. And, you know, honestly, they say imitations is a sincerest form of flattery, but it seems like the guy who did this cover did the cover from Ben-Hur, so the poster. So why did he just do it again? I don't know. Apparently, Schlagers was really just an opponent. Perhaps Schlagers even surpasses the movie Ben-Hur. I mean, who needs, you know, classic film when you have classic music of this very high caliber of just absolute quality, track after track. You got Neon Philharmonic, you got Fifth Avenue Band, you got Rod McEwen and the San Sebastian Strings, such great stuff that clearly, you know, young people these days still care about all these, you know, 50-something years later. I'm not to hate on all the people here. As I said, I quite like Joni Mitchell. I like Arlo, Guthrie. I like Sinatra well enough, but let's say a lot of what was on here was kind of a mismatched, separate grouping of some decent stuff, although not necessarily the best work by their respective artists, and just general kind of trash. Big shout out to Loveland, though. 10 out of 10, absolute banger song. It was worth me buying this for, like, what have I paid for it? Let's see, $5.99. It was worth it for that alone, and I think it was discounted from $5.99 actually, because I think I bought it on sale, but, you know, man, hey, I've got a whole YouTube video of it. There's the back. Not much to the back. But it's a, you know, it's supposed to be a wraparound photo. It's a, in a gatefold sleeve. So yeah, that is Schlagers. I hope you all feel like you were properly, schlagged by the Schlagers. I don't know if that's a word. I hope it doesn't mean anything offensive in some other language I don't know about, because otherwise this video is, well, no offense to anyone. What's the Schlagers mean? I don't know. I assume it means something like Bengals, but, like, I don't know, it's Schlagers. This is probably some sort of old form of, like, baby boomer, or probably not even baby boomer, probably pre-baby boomer. This is, like, probably World War II vet slang that I don't know. Maybe even World War I vet slang, I don't know. Considering how old the studio executives probably were that actually put this together. So, yeah, I mean, if I bought this, as a catalog back in the day, maybe I was only listening to, like, the Beatles and Frank Sinatra and, like, the Rolling Stones, and I bought this because it's like, who has Frank Sinatra, and I like Frank Sinatra. I'd listen to this, I'd probably be like, okay, I like The Association, I like Arlo, I like Joni Mitchell, I like Goin well enough, I guess. I probably wouldn't buy most of these albums. I definitely buy the Joni Mitchell one, and I buy one with Loveland on it, which I still don't actually have in my collection separately, so... But the rest of this stuff, now I'd probably be writing angry letters to Warner Brothers about slide 4 in particular, I'd be like, why are you promoting this awful stuff? So yeah, I mean, WIERDEST Schlagers. I hope you all have enjoyed this video. I've rambled. My editing, I know this video is going to be quite rough and, you know, a little bit crazy. This is not really an album review, but it's just kind of a fun look, very sarcastic look at Schlagers, whatever that is. So yeah, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. It helps me out a great deal. I mean, seriously, it does help me out a great deal. If you like and subscribe, you could see more Schlagers. And yeah, I'll see you in my next video, or well, at least I hope to. Merry Christmas, everyone. Good night. Hope you have a great rest of your day. See ya.